Madrid! Let me introduce to you your Summer Split champions! Gentlemen, this crowd has been fantastic. We are getting set up for PGL in just a moment or two, but Summer Split MVP. After game one, I worried for you. What did you think after being smashed in game one?
So we had a lot of issues game one, but I think a lot of them came from both Scana having a lot of pressure and the fact that we gave a lot of kills early. So we were still very confident after game one.
What was the mood backstage like? Going down 0-1, what was the support staff and the team chatting out? Obviously, Whippo started, then swapping out SOAS. Reckless, talk me through what was happening backstage.
So yesterday we had a talk about situations where we might lose this series. And, oh, thanks. Ah, wait a minute. Okay.
Actually, I take back the question. Can you explain to our viewers at home what this means and who you spoke to ask if it's okay to do that on stage?
What does finals mean?
Specifically the pose.
Oh, so I'm good friends with Alvar, who's the coach of Mad Lions, and I saw that they were dominating the LVP, so I wanted to do their gesture.
That's what I was hoping for, Madrid. Let's just turn back to celebrations. Reckless, it is another title under your belt. You hear the support from the fans here in Madrid. We know the support from the team on stage. What does winning yet another trophy and being world seed #1 for Europe mean?
It means that I'm one step closer to being the best European player ever to play the game. So I'm very happy, of course, because now in 2019 I might have 6 trophies, which ties Yellowstar. And he is so far to this day one of the best, or if not the best, European players. So I would like to surpass him in 2020, and after that keep going and see how long I can do it.
I think Madrid's behind you. A man that's going to be chasing the title of best European player ever, but started later. Caps, first MVP, back-to-back titles now, looking forward to Worlds. What does it all mean and what are you thinking about?
So we just want to prove ourselves. I feel like EU has been not performing too good at Worlds for a while now, and we want to change that. So this is our Worlds.
#1 seed going into the group stage, going into the draw. First time Fnatic has been the #1 seed since 2015. Caps, when you know what you want to accomplish, and you know you have the thousands of fans in the venue, the thousands of fans at home, does that put more pressure on you, or does that fire you up to go further?
We've always had the Fnatic fans supporting us, but this year it's been completely crazy because we started winning. So I want to thank everyone, and your cheers give so much. It can turn the tides. You know, if we are down in a game, if you hear the crowd go crazy, then you can bring it back.
Can bring it back to back, in fact. Production, can you confirm for me the player of the game? The 3 options that we had were SOAS, Caps, and Reckless. And the winner, the player of the series for your Summer Split Finals is Reckless! Reckless, I'm going to turn to you before we head over to the post-game lobby. After seeing Whippo play most of the Summer Split, after seeing the meta come back into AD carry favor, and for you to close out the finals with a quadra kill and be awarded player of the series, how do you reflect on the entire Summer Split?
So the entire Summer Split was kind of a waste for me because I was mostly on the sideline and I didn't really get to impact the team's success that much. But at the same time, I think it was really valuable for everyone else because they got to grow without me. So now that I'm back, I feel like I have much less pressure to carry and I can rely on someone like Caps to take most of the weight. And also I want to add that if it was up to me who got player of this series, I will give it to SOAS. I feel like he gets a lot of shit, honestly, for being who he is, and he comes in at finals like this and just smashes 3 games straight. I don't know. I feel like he just deserves more credit than he gets.
Madrid fans cheering so as earlier. Here's Reckless's vote. Gentlemen, I'm going to ask you to go get set up for post-game lobby. Thank you so much for the interview. You can hold on to that and take it with you. Right now, we're going to head back up to the caster desk while we get those two sets up. So, Dracos and crew, take it away.
Thank you very much, QuickShot. Of course, hard to argue with that. A fantastic showing from SOAS just across the series.
Oh, yes.
I feel like tank players are always the unsung heroes across any esport title that has ever existed, but SOAS definitely making his presence known.
I mean, we wanted him from game one because it just feels like when he's playing, the team is smarter. The team are taking better fights, and it's obviously a lot of the experience he brings compared to a very young Whippo.
Man, this was such a great final, extremely competitive. SOAS had a great performance, but you know, Reckless, he downplays it a little bit. He too played exceptionally throughout this series. Fnatic, they're looking good going into the World Championship, and they're going to be bringing Vitality along with them.
Absolutely. Well, it was a fantastic weekend, gentlemen. Let's look at some of those massive plays brought to you by Acer Predator. First up, the Misfits bot lane pulled off an insane turnaround against Vitality with mikyx leading the charge on his recon. At Brackhorn said that play from mikyx was actually insane.
A lot of members from Vitality moving down to bottom side.
Mickey's in a lot of trouble, but take a look at that. The combination of Xayah and Rakan means Mickey stays alive. Featherstorms come out. Handsome has got the ability to root some people down. Manages to lock in Cabo. Now Handsome flashing for his life. Mickey buys enough time for the rest of Mr.
Oh my God!
They are still not dead.
What?
Mickey and Handsome finally go down. It's a double kill for Jizuke, but Alfari's in the fight. He's already taken him out. They've turned it around and Vitality pushing for the tower.
Misfits just pulled off a 3v5 while the rest of their team, Maxor and Senkux, are hard shoving in the mid lane.
We're fine, I should be fine. Okay, we get mid tower. I can flash right side. Sion no flash. We're still fine. We can't do anything. Okay, good job. If the diamonds, we can kill them. We can kill. Hey, do you want us to flap? We can up, so kill up. After mid tower, come. Send me. I think we can't keep pushing. Shukap, don't die. We're fine.
Oh, Mickey, to me, he is one of the best Rakan players in the world. This guy is so mechanically gifted. He is so impressive whenever he's on a playmaker. Unfortunately, he couldn't maintain that throughout the rest of the series, but he definitely had a highlight moment in that game.
You can't beat the band. That's the problem right there for Mickey.
Absolutely cannot. And in the end, of course, it was Vitality that came out on top with Attila making his return to Spain. At We Hit the Ground tweeted, Attila will be cheering for you at Worlds.
Looking for 2, 3, 4. That's all of Misfits wiped. Vitality bust open the base, destroy the Nexus, and are 1 win away from 3rd place.
I got them. Oh, nice. Good job. Nice. One more.
There's nothing better than when Vitality are winning, their comms turns into Jizuke laughing when the fight is still happening, because they just know we're killing everyone right now. There we go, that's chuckling.
Absolutely love it. Well, in tonight's final, Fnatic needed 1 more win to secure the title, and when it counted the most, it was their AD carry legend, the Swedish superstar, that came up big.
Broxah, though, very low. Gonna find an opportunity quite yet. Upset now looking forward, gets it started off. Vander now trying to interrupt with the taunt. Nukeduck looking for a way to the back line, but Upset remains untouched. Sadly, Vander gonna get cut down immediately by Reckless. Buys a bit of time with the stopwatch. Upset now looking for a little bit more. Nukeduck does try to get out, but he's so low. Shotgun cut down by Reckless. In their final moments, that's the Quadra. He wants the Penta, but Upset's not gonna let it happen.
I'm going in earlier. I'm soft. I can't. Shen. Slowly, Shen. Irelia, 3 seconds, mate. I need help.
I'm passive.
Irelia flash. We win. No.
Commit.
There's no way. We have.
I don't think we can end. I don't think we can end.
And look, we're all just surprised that he didn't get the penta at this point. That man, masterful team fighting. Xayah, always so deceptive, because when you bring those feathers back, everybody dies.
I just like the little flash at the end right there. After his ulti, he flashes in, gets the double kill extra right there for himself, and he was untouched. Not a single member tried to hit him.
And the reaction from Vitality, we saw it in the lower pip as well. They were ecstatic securing that spot at Worlds. Reckless helping them get there. It's going to be exciting to see what both these teams can pull out on the international
Yeah, it's
stage.
actually impressive how loud Yamato Cannon can yell. It sounded like 11,000 people, but it was just Yamato
I'm
Cannon
pretty sure
going
it's
crazy.
just him.
Fantastic look from the team overall. Really good. I think that we saw this guy kind of develop in the final moments of the series. Rough game one for sure. They were getting put behind, but then got better and better as the series went on. Picked up the Kai'Sa for himself, took the Xayah in the end when it counted most, and really made his impact on this series.
Because we saw Fnatic change their style. It was more late game now. It was no longer just the early game aggression around caps 24/7 because they knew they could rely on their AD carry in big team fights.
And it was really enjoyable to see. A fantastic final and a great way to end out Europe's year.
Gentlemen, it was a pleasure, but let's send it down to Shox, who's with the EU LCS Summer Champions.
Why, thank you very much. And also, hello, Palacio Vista Alegre. The fans are still here listening to PGL Live, and that gives us a chance to talk to every single member of the winning squad, Fnatic. And I do want to go to two people that don't necessarily get the first word after a win. I want to start with Soaz. Soaz, you got some credit from Reckless there before as well. You came in and you did some incredible things for the team. What does it mean for you to be part of this victory?
I mean, it obviously means a lot because even though on paper we won Spring Split, I wasn't able to have like an impact during playoffs, and when they played the finals, I wasn't even able to be there with them. So this time around, I was actually participating in the team, so it feels very nice.
Okay, the fans are cheering for you. They were since the beginning of the day as well. Hilly, I would also like to ask the same question to you. In spring, you sat here and you said, or you sat in Copenhagen and you said, I needed to show that I was worthy, that I could do it. And you started the game winning engage on Rakan. What does it mean to you to win here in Madrid?
I mean, for me, it means a lot that I can win EU LCS again. And especially on this arena, because I played here like 3 years ago, and it feels really good to close this page with a happy ending and go from Madrid to just with a win. It feels like really good. And it means a lot that I can prove again that I'm a really good support.
Fantastic. You did mention that you played in Madrid. You played with Vizicachi, who you now played against. Is there anything you want to say to your ex-teammate?
I kind of felt bad when I went to him, and they were all like so sad, and they really wanted it, and we kind of took it away from them. So I'm feeling a bit bad because of that, because I'm close to Chachi, and I don't know. I just wish him best of luck for the next year, and I hope he make it to Worlds.
So as the same, do you want to say anything about Amazing? He's a guy that we focused in on a lot and who has done really great things in this final as well.
Yeah, I mean, kind of the same. Like, I think Amazing was pretty unlucky with how things turned out. Yeah, ever since he left Fnatic, basically, the things turned out not very well for him, but Schalke picked him up, and they have been looking a lot better with him. So I think that's very great for him overall, and I hope that he's going to make it as a third place from the gauntlet.
To Worlds, yes, indeed. Some final thoughts from the other teammates. Broxa, that Zach is really freaking strong. How come you waited so long to play it?
Well, the Zach pick specifically was... Okay, so the sack pick specifically was actually not something we had prepared, and I was a little nervous at first because we knew there was a chance we could end up in a spot where I had to play something I hadn't practiced too much, and that ended up being sack. So after the game and even in the game, with how things were going, I felt really happy that I actually managed to pull off a champion I have barely practiced, and then it worked so well for the whole team. So I'm feeling really satisfied right now.
All right. I do also want to ask you, we played the clip where Caps is saying that he wants to play Vayne a million times, and people really remember that you're like there and they're like, are you sure? Are you serious? Were there any such moments today?
Luckily, Caps didn't give me a reason to be scared today. I think Caps, he was a bit more down to earth today, no Vayne pick. It was a bit more chill, and actually it was pretty fun because right after the Vayne game, Caps just looked at me and he was laughing so much because he told me that when he asked for the Vayne pick, he looked at me and just my face, like he just couldn't stop laughing because I was like, whoa, what is happening here? But it worked out, and he did prove back then that his Vayne is pretty insane.
Yeah, that is true. Just going down the line, Buipo, we haven't spoken to you yet. It was a bit weird for you, I guess. You come in game one and then you go backstage to support the team. What was the day like for you?
All in all, I'm pretty happy with how the day went. I think
this is fun.
Winning is always fun, but I think what mattered most for me is that throughout the year there was this history, I guess, of me replacing SOAS and Reckless. But when it came down to it, here in Madrid, they got to prove that they're still the best in Europe to everybody in the world, and I feel like that makes me feel good too, because, well, I'm playing with these players, and at the start of spring, I couldn't have imagined that I was even going to be considered a player. So I'm really happy.
I'm very honored. Well, for that, I'd like to talk to the coaching. I'm sorry, Caps, I'm not skipping you. I'm just waiting a bit. I would like to just ask from the coaching staff, the fact that the 6-man roster is a thing and that it is working and that this is something you guys can utilize now is really unique for Europe. Dylan, can you tell me a bit about how it is to now work with this new configuration and what possibilities you guys have going forward into Worlds?
I think especially in a best-of-5 scenario, it gives you a lot of room to not only play different strategies, but also get a mental reset and a different feeling on stage. So both sets, right, after we lost the game, we swapped into a different top laner, and it worked really well. It comes with its difficulties as well. It's hard to balance champion pools, practice times, all of this. But I think the benefits definitely outweigh the negatives, and I'm really happy we've been able to make this work.
Overall, do you think it's a big positive that you guys have over other teams going into Worlds?
Yeah, absolutely.
Joey, congratulations, yet another title. Do you have like any, what is your secret, man? This is insane.
It's the 6th.
So can you tell me a bit about this year now? You know, you came, you took a risk. You came to Fnatic. I feel like it's definitely paid off. What are your overarching thoughts of how far you've come with this crew so far?
I mean, I've been really proud of the guys. No, for me personally, I really wanted to write history and win 5 titles. And I think, while a lot of players praise me, I should praise them because they're so easy to work with and they've been able to make that possible. And they're probably going to win a lot more even if I'm not there.
All right, thank you. So now, guys, Caps, first seed going into Worlds. Last year, I do not have to remind you, play-ins, 0-5, still going through. It's completely different. How different do you feel going into this Worlds now as first seed compared to last year?
So we feel a lot more confident going into Worlds this year. And it might be because we're first seed, but it feels like there's a lot less problems when it comes to behind the scenes. We're mashing a lot better this year, and I feel like it's also showing in our games. So this year we're not going to Worlds thinking, oh, how do we stop ourselves from tilting and all these kind of things. We're just focusing on winning.
Do you also, I heard that Young Buck tells you guys every day, we will win Worlds, Fnatic will win Worlds. Do you let him get in your head? Is it helping?
Well, Fnatic has won Worlds before, so why not again?
Fantastic. Reckless, once again, it was kind of a perfect balance today. Caps got awarded the MVP of the split. You got awarded the player of the series. Is that ideal for you guys, knowing that you're both on top form? And how good do you think you performed today?
I think Schalke was... So I think Schalke was actually much better than I thought, and this was, in my eyes at least, a close series. Could have gone either way. So I don't really feel like we underperformed because they actually put up a really good fight. I think we probably played as good as we could have, and I was surprised that it ended 3-1. I was expecting a 3-2 after, I think it was game 2 already. We felt like these guys are actually pretty good. They know what they're doing, and yeah, we just wanted to get the trophy again, right? So I was happy to see that all of us could play up to our standards, because then I know that if we can do it under this pressure, then we can do it at Worlds. And if we can do it at Worlds, we can win the whole thing.
You can win the whole thing if you play like this. And then I got to ask Reckless, you talked about being the most successful player in EU LCS, but we both know that there is more for you, right? This is the Worlds title, or anything internationally that is so important as Worlds is something you're looking forward to. As a person, with everything you've gone through now, the ups and downs, the benching yourself, the meta, the coming back, the being the MVP, to not playing, what have you picked up this year that is going to help you at the World Championship?
I think the summer split was actually really helpful, because I think we were too reliant on me in the spring split, and if I were to have a bad day, we would probably not win. So after seeing the guys being successful without me, I think it was stressful in the moment, but in hindsight, I feel like it was actually a really good thing, because now we're going to Worlds with a lot of different members that can carry and a lot of different strategies that we can use, even a 6-man roster. So all in all, I would say this is probably the best chance I've had since 2015 to make it far at Worlds. And when I look at the rosters from other teams, I feel like the only one that can really stand a chance is Uzi. And I also feel like at some point I'll overcome him. Like, I know that currently maybe he's still better than me, but I will never stop, until I actually win Worlds. So eventually I'll get to his point, and we're probably going to face each other in the finals, and then I'll take him down and show everyone that I can do better.
Well, I think you would make European fans really happy if you guys are in the final. So we're rooting for you guys. Was that me? Okay. It sounds like SOAS, but thank you so much, guys. Then let's move on to the Gauntlet. You guys kicked out Schalke, so they become the end boss in the regional qualifier. So just to go over it, I feel we'll also have a graphic. First round will be Splice versus Misfits in a best of 5. The winner of that goes up against G2 Esports, and the winner of that goes up against Schalke. I'd like to open up the floor, whoever wants to say what their expectations are for the regional qualifier. Caps?
So I think this Gauntlet is probably the closest I've ever seen a Gauntlet before. I feel like any team can take it, and it's going to depend a lot on how they come back from losing in playoffs. Obviously, Schalke have a huge advantage in the fact that they're already in the final. So I would put my money on Schalke.
Money on Schalke for Caps. By the way, you guys did make sure that Vitality qualified for Worlds through your win. They're very happy, so there you go. Does anyone else have a different inkling that it's not going to be Schalke? G2, who you guys just beat in spring but have had such a pedigree in Europe. Misfits or Splice? Anyone?
I think Splice will take it.
Splice could take it. Why is that? Why is that?
After scrimming all of the teams in the past 2 weeks or so, I feel like Splice has the most solid way of playing the game. I think Schalke is up there as well, but after being in the Gauntlet myself, I feel like once you get the momentum going, or like the best of 5s gets going, then the team that starts from the beginning has a higher chance of making it than the one that starts at the end. So when we played Unicorns, for example, in 2016, I felt like we had no chance because they were riding the momentum from the day before. So if Splice were to beat Misfits, then they'll probably beat G2, and I think Schalke won't be able to handle the pressure.
All right, fine. Does anyone else have an opinion they want to share on the gauntlet? Broxa, who do you think would be the best representatives of Europe at Worlds? We now have Vitality and Fnatic, two very aggressive teams.
I think it's really hard to say because, as Cap said, this gauntlet is really close and all the teams look really strong. So, like, it could be pretty much anyone, I feel like. And I kind of think either Splice is going to make the run like Reckless did, or Schalke will just make it in the end. But it's so hard to predict, right?
It is very
I would be happy with going to Worlds with either of these 4 teams.
Okay, fantastic. We're almost going to round off here. I would like to give you guys a chance to talk to the crowd. A lot of them have actually stuck around right here. Maybe I'll start with the guy next to me, and then whoever wants can say a couple of words.
So this crowd is probably the craziest crowd I've ever heard before. When once we started making plays, we could barely hear anything except for the crowd. So yeah, I've never tried that before, and I played in front of a lot of big crowds, but this was completely crazy. The headset, they couldn't control it.
If you've forgotten, you are the MVP. Does anyone else want to share something with the crowd?
Yeah, I would like to share because I'll say again because I've been here before. It felt like I was the most experienced in this arena, and I was always telling my teammates that these guys are like really crazy. The Spanish fans are like super loud, and when we were playing in game, like we could barely hear each other because it was so loud. And also the stage was actually you could feel the pressure. You could actually feel that your hands are shaking or something from the crowd being so loud. And yeah, I just want to say thanks for your support, and yeah, really grateful.
Awesome. Anyone else?
I just wanted to say that there's a long history of with the Spanish fans and the old school of Fnatic with Peke and everyone. Yeah, there's a long history of you guys supporting us with the old school Fnatic, and throughout Fnatic with Peke, through Origin. So it's always nice to have your support.
That it is. Yeah, I think you guys did everything. You talked about Worlds, you talked about today. What's up now? You guys are going to, I believe you guys are going to boot camp pretty quickly now. Can you share any information on that? You're just jumping on a plane, or?
Caps, Reckless, and me are flying tomorrow to Korea, and the others are having a 5 days break just to see their family and everything. And then we are meeting in Korea in about a week or something.
All right, I see. Well, the best of luck from all of us on the boot camp at Worlds. Make Europe proud. And yeah, Spain is yours. That's just the way it is. We are just going to sign off in just a second. I do want to remind everyone that the NALCS finals are coming up later. Cloud9 versus Team Liquid. Do you guys wager a little prediction? Fast, louder than that.
Oh, predictions?
Yeah.
Oh,
They're not playing.
I'll put my money on C9.
C9 for Caps. Does anyone want to share their prediction?
I actually hope C9 is going to make it, because C9 does have the Swole Bros, but I want to prove that me and my Swole Bro Caps can take them down.
Great. It does start in an hour and a half, that final. We will be signing off, and also at the end of the NALCS broadcast, you'll be able to catch the rebroadcast of the EU LCS finals, because don't you want to watch all this awesomeness again? And furthermore, we will be back next week for the Gauntlet, the qualifier for Worlds. We have Fnatic at Worlds as first seed, Vitality as second, and we will find out the last team next week. Nothing left to be done but to say muchas gracias, España, y Apelación Vista Alegre. Thank you so much for everything, Spain. Thank you so much for everything, viewers at home. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you next week. Adios.
EU.